What's up, Seekers, man? Welcome back to the channel, man. If you guys are brand new here, man, it's just your first time here. What we do here, man, is we break down scary and creepy videos, man, on the net, on the web, man, from YouTube videos to TikTok videos to IG videos, anything weird, usual, unexplained, you can find right here on this channel. Just want to thank you guys, the Seekers, man, who's been tapping in with us, who's been subbing up to the channel. I really appreciate that, man. We seeking the truth just like you. That's what brought you here, man. So let's see what truths, man, we're gonna see today.
For his life, the 23-year-old who was accidentally buried alive on a beach in Australia has sadly passed away. If you didn't know, Josh Taylor was at the beach with his friends when they decided to dig a deep hole around 1.5 meters to cook a pig in. His friends say that he stood up from his chair, lost his footing, and fell backwards head first into the pit. They said he put his hands out to break his fall, and the walls of the pit collapsed on top of him. A staggering 15 men who were on the beach pitched in, digging and pulling. But a witness said that the force of being pulled out using a rope tied to his ankles caused him further injury. It was pretty gnarly when he popped out. I threw up. He broke due to the suction and the force of everyone pulling. Josh didn't have a pulse for 45 minutes when paramedics began performing CPR, and after being rushed to hospital, it was almost a week before he actually passed away. Although they are currently treating it as a freak accident, police have confirmed that they are still investigating the circumstances around the incident and are now asking anyone with dashcam footage from that day to please come forward.
Ghost stories.
Seekers, what do you guys think, man? It's like I said, they said he just freaking fell into that pit. I guess the pit, it was so big, man, because they said it was that like many meters, bro. He just fell in, bro, because he was doing a pig in. That doesn't sound right to me, bro. Like how I saw all of a sudden, man, there was all those other people, they didn't fall or something happened, but he just happened to fall in, bro. Somebody did an accident on purpose, man, and they try to cover it up, bro. You don't know, man. Like I said, people nowadays are crazy, bro.
From around the world. Malaysia, the Penangle. Once there was a young girl who was bullied by a lot of people in her village. People would often say really mean and terrible things to her, like she had a face that only her mother would love. And that made her bitter and angry, especially towards married or pregnant women. One day when the bullying was especially bad, she finally broke down and went on a rampage, which resulted in the deaths of many pregnant women in her village. She was then obviously caught and brought to justice. The villagers and the families of the victims hung her by a really tall tree, then used a different piece of rope and tied her legs together, then tied the other end of the rope to a bull. When the bull was let go, her body was pulled out, leaving her head and her organs dangling from the tree. And that's how she became a vengeful spirit, who floats around at night trying to find a pregnant woman to be her victim.
Blood-curdling facts.
Leatherface, man. That's my first time hearing about a freaking serial killer that goes by the name Leatherface, bro. I mean, the way he was looking, man, he looked like, bro, it just freaking looked like pure evil, bro. And if you can say that I guess he burned in his freaking family house, like, what the, did he do that? Did somebody else was tracking him doing that? Like, how the hell did that happen, bro? Serial killers, man. It's truly some evil people, Seekers, bro. Evil people, man. Not too much to say on that.
That you wish you never knew. When a person is electrocuted via electric chair, they feel absolutely everything. They're completely aware of their body being deep fried in real time. And one person who survived the first round of electrocution said it tasted like cold peanut butter. As you're watching this video, your internal organs are constantly moving around inside you. Your armpit is where most of your important nerves in your arms are, so if you stab it, it will leave your arm completely useless. Ted Bundy, the serial killer, used to work at a suicide hotline. Scaphism was a form of ancient torture where someone's body was tied between two boats and they were covered in milk and honey, and bugs and other animals would feast on their body for days. Cotard's delusion is a rare condition where people literally think they're dead, and many of them ask to be taken to a cemetery to be with other dead people.
There are over 200 dead bodies on Mount Everest, and they're used as checkpoints by climbers. If you die inside of your house, it's very common that your pet is going to want to eat you. You wouldn't do that, would you? Neil Armstrong's footprints on the moon don't match up with the ones on his astronaut suit.
Okay, now that last fact he said is very freaking scary and interesting, man. The footprint on the moon doesn't match, I guess he said, his boots, so what the hell? Was the operation to the moon when it was all a facade? Never happened? Now that really gets you freaking thinking, man. Like I said, that's why I watch these videos with you, the fellow seekers, man. It gets us asking questions, bro. Expand my mind more. Hopefully it does the same with yours. But the footprint, they didn't match up. So what the hell? So did he even go up there, bro? See, man, now that has me questioning everything, bro. Let's move on, bro. What do you guys think, seekers?
This is the story of the woman who walked in on her own funeral. In 2015, an Australian woman named Noella Recondo was coaxed over the phone by her husband into leaving her hotel room. But when she left, she was met with two men who kidnapped her and were hired to kill her. But almost immediately, the two men are starting to humanize her. They're asking her questions about her life. They're asking her why her husband put a hit on her. Somehow, she convinces them just to keep the money and to set her free. Meanwhile, days have already passed, and the husband's told everybody that she died in some tragic accident and he's going to be holding a funeral service. But she had details on that service. So following the funeral, everybody convenes over to the reception to continue mourning. That is until she walks through the front door. The entire room is stunned, and the husband was in such disbelief, he thought he was hallucinating. Everything comes out. He's arrested, he confesses, and the rare story of her revenge return is one that Australia remembers. These are scary.
Like, could you imagine that, bro? Like, the person that you live and that you love, you're supposed to take care of, be with, man, sets a hit out on you, and you like freaking convince them not to go through with it, man, and you freaking hit it with the, like, a freaking reverse Udo card, bro, at the funeral, saying, "Oh, you thought I was gone? Nope, I got you." Like, man, bro, what the? I'm surprised that didn't make like national headlines or something like that, man. Like, way more people should hear about that story, bro. Goes to show you, seekers, man. People I guess you think they're supposed to love and take care of you, man, they can change on you on that. Like a snap of the freaking finger, bro. That's crazy, man. She hit it with the reverse Udo, said, "You ain't taking me out, you go."
Scary urban legends that were proven to be real, part 2.
Up next is the Montauk Project. It took place in Montauk, Long Island in the early 80s. And it was also the Duffer Brothers' main inspiration for Stranger Things. The legend wasn't fully baked until the 1990s,
when Peter B. Nichols, who was an electrical engineer, helped pen the entire Montauk Project.
During the Montauk Project, they achieved insanely great things, like time warps to Mars, psychological experiments that resulted in 11 children with superpowers who became spies.
11?
The whole project shut down when word got out, and it was just kind of forgotten.
People still believe that all those kids are still out there, either working for the government doing things for them or just living a normal life in secretive. But the crazy thing is, if they did this once, that means they could 100% do it again.
Here are the creepiest...
Man, like I said, I've been saying, bro, like how these TV shows and movies, man, how to be based off of like real events about things that happened. Here, that Stranger Things, like one of the most popular shows, was based off that. That's insane, bro. And that kind of makes sense because, you know, L11, maybe that's where the name originated from. They say it was based off that.
It's Christmas Urban Legends, Part 1. Ever heard of the Yule Cat? This is an extremely creepy cat that's said to originate from Iceland. According to stories, the Yule Cat enjoys snacking on people during the holiday season. And what makes the Yule Cat even weirder is that it specifically targets people who haven't received any new clothing before Christmas Eve. Iceland is also home to Gryla. According to Iceland lore, Gryla is a giant ogress who leaves her cave in the mountains to feed on children during Christmas. To make the story even creepier, Gryla keeps the Yule Cat as a pet. What the hell is going on in Iceland? Then we have Belschnickel. This one comes from Germany. According to people of the Rhine, Belschnickel is an old bearded man who visits children during the holidays with Santa Claus. If you were good that year, he'd give you cakes and candy. If you were bad, well, Belschnickel would pull out a switch and whip the children until they behaved. This is probably why Dwight from The Office loved him so much. There's also Krampus. This is one you've probably heard about from movies and books. In the Alpines, Krampus is a horned demonic figure who visits the homes of naughty children on December 5th and punishes them. In some versions of the story, he hits them with birch rods. In others, he straight up takes them back down to hell with him. The Germans definitely know how to scar kids for life.
I don't know if I can visit Mexico.
Why?
Bro, they have the scariest urban legends.
For real?
Yeah, they got La Chuza, which is a shape-shifting witch that looks like an owl and is 7 feet tall with the face of a woman. And you're not supposed to go outside if you hear whistling in your window.
What else?
Oh, La Llorona. She usually stays near bodies of water. She wears a white gown, long hair, and she's always crying for her children that she actually drowned. So you're next if you see her while driving on the side of the road.
Oh my god.
There's like this abandoned Disney park in Veracruz, Mexico.
What about it?
It has a statue that moves at night. There was 2 people exploring the abandoned park and caught it on video. Fam, you gotta check this out.
No, aguanta, deja que mi cámara enfoque bien, deja que mi cámara enfoque bien. Deja que mi cámara enfoque bien, güey, eso no es celular. No digas perras mamadas, no digas mamadas. Güey, es que era el vestido también así, güey. Amarillo.
And it's static, frozen. I'm good on Mexico.
But they do have beautiful women.
You right, we might have to risk it.
We walk the trails of Hawaii at night, unaliving everyone in our path. Hello, we are the Night Marchers. We are the spirits of ancient Hawaiian warriors. On the nights of a full moon, or on specific Hawaiian holidays, we come out of our burial sites and march down a pathway in the island of Oahu. If we are out, you'll first hear the beat of our drums, and as we get closer, you will start to hear us chanting and our conch shells. Then you will see our torches. When you see us, lay flat on the ground and do not make eye contact. If we see you, we will absolutely unalive you. If we make eye contact, you will hear, "Oya," which means, "Let him be pierced." If you are fortunate, and one of us is your ancestor, they will call out, "Now," which means mine, and we will spare you. So be careful in Hawaii at night, because...
Imagine bringing...
Okay, that was creepy, man. It's like he got cut off or something now? What was he about to say? That's a freaking scary, I guess, urban legend or something like that. I guess don't be out, I guess, walking the shores of Hawaii at night, man. I wonder how many freaking stories they have with that actually like happening. I'm about to do some more research into that lore, bro.
Your dead son's ashes after you cremated him. But the baby monitor is still picking up on the sound of your son crying, except now it's coming from his ashes inside the urn. You stare at his ashes in disbelief as the urn starts moving by itself. Convinced that a part of your dead son is still somehow alive inside the urn, you begin preparing baby formula to feed his ashes. You know your son passed away, but the crying sounds coming from his ashes don't stop. And you recognize your dead son's voice crying, "Mama, Mama," as a hand crawls out of the urn. So what is inside your dead son's ashes imitating his voice? This short film is called Remains, and it's a powerful but terrifying story about a mother's grief. There were some genuinely scary scenes, and I thought it was impressive that it was mostly just one actor in an empty house. But let me know what you thought and follow for more.
That would go from some creepy ass vibes. I give it that.
A little girl, just 10 years old, sobs as she's brought into court, charged with first-degree murder. She's comforted by her mom as the judge orders her held on $50,000 bail. And look, as she leans close to her dad, you can see there are handcuffs on her tiny wrists. The charge is shocking. The murder of a baby boy at a daycare center outside Eau Claire, Wisconsin.
Injuries sustained by the 6-month boy was not an accident.
The little girl was living with foster parents who run a daycare center. She told police she was holding the baby when the baby accidentally fell out of her arms and hit his head on a footstool. She says she panicked and began on the baby's head to stop him from crying. The girl's parents say she has a history of severe emotional problems. They have tried repeatedly to get her help, but have been told she's too young to be admitted to a mental health facility. Now's a disturbing sight of a frightened 10-year-old charged with the ultimate crime.
The longest prison sentence.
Man, that freaking young, bro. These people be doing these acts, man. When I be watching these videos, bro, it's like they be getting younger and younger, bro. Like, damn. She did all of that, bro. And said the parents tried to give her help, but she was too young to go to a facility or something, I guess, because of her problems. People need to pick up on that, bro. I feel like there should be different rules in place, man, because they tried to get her help, then look what happened. And she's gonna probably spend half her life in jail, bro. Off of the act, man. Seekers, bro. Be aware, man.
Sentence ever. Chamai Thipioso received the longest prison sentence ever. She was sentenced to a total of 141,078 years in prison for cheating more than 16,000 people out of their money, including the royal family in Thailand. She has made $200 to $300 million with a pyramid system over 30 years. But the Thai law says that you can only go to prison for a maximum of 20 years for fraud. Because of good behavior, she was released after 8 years.
Here's how one...
What the... That has to be like the ultimate scam story I've ever heard, bro. They said she made over like 200 to 300 million, bro. And she got out within 8 years? Nah, bro. And she scammed like a royal family as well, bro. That shows you her freaking level of skill. And he let her out after 8 years of good behavior. That ain't justice, bro. Like, imagine the freaking all that money she took from all those people, bro. Working class people, bro, who need that money. And she just gets off like that. Hell no, bro. Seekers, what do you guys think about that?
Strange marriage law caused a tribe to develop feet with only 2 toes. The Varoma people, who are also commonly called the ostrich or two-toed tribe, are located in northern Zimbabwe and suffer a very rare genetic condition called electrodactyly. Because of this, their 3 middle toes just don't exist, and their 2 outer toes turn inward. They're still capable of walking, but as you can imagine, they can't really run. It does, however, help them climb trees, which is useful since they follow a traditional hunter-gatherer way of living. And although not all of them have this condition, the tribe's law does not allow anyone to marry outside the community. And as a result, electrodactyly is being passed down, maintained, and can be found here more than anywhere else in the world.
Imagine a teacher at your middle school sending inappropriate pictures on Snapchat and abusing children. Cassidy Krause is a 24-year-old teacher from a school in Iowa. Despite her being listed on Facebook as being married after getting married in July, there are disturbing reports emerging. She was recently arrested and charged with abuse after sending obscene materials to a minor. It's believed that she sent inappropriate material to students via Snapchat, and she has resigned from her role at the school. She's accused of SAing at least 3 students while employed by the school, the youngest student being just 13 years old. Court records show that her husband filed for divorce from her on the 28th of August. She currently faces up to 33 years in prison if convicted. It's reported that she has posted a $10,000 bond and has been released from jail for now. She is scheduled to return back to court on Thursday. She is yet to enter a plea.
A case that may...
Nah, she gotta go, bro. She had freaking access to all those kids, man. She got to freaking 3 of them, bro. And look what the result was, bro. And she was married as well, too. Like, bro, just freaking destroying lives. One after another, bro. Doing sick things, man, to those freaking kids, bro. Like, people, man, when they do these things, bro, like, it's like they don't think about the consequences in their freaking mind, man, from when if they go through these with these horrific acts, bro. I don't get it, Seekers, man. I truly don't.
Makes me sick. The murder of Kenneth White. These 5 teenagers was throwing rocks from an overpass. Eventually, one rock hit the windshield of White's car and hit his face.
just throwing rocks like it was a damn prank. That's dangerous. You can't do that. Look what happened as a result.
He's the world's smallest prisoner. You wouldn't believe the horrible things he's done. Raquel and her husband have 2 children. They live in an apartment in Houston. It was a Wednesday. They decided to go buy pizza because the kids were on their lunch break. They decided to drive themselves. They decided to leave their 4-year-old son and 15-month-old sister at home. They thought their 4-year-old son could take care of his sister. From the house to the pizzeria and back, it would only take 30 minutes, tops. That's enough time to pick up the pizza. Shortly after they left, 4-year-old son was playing in the kitchen with his sister. Something unfortunate happened. The 4-year-old son decided to carry his sister into the oven, and he picked up his sister and put her in the oven and turned the switch on. When the parents came back, they just walked into the apartment. They smelled the smell of burning meat, but they didn't care too much because they had bought pizza. The smell of pizza was strong. However, when they were about to go to the kitchen for a drink of water, and when they looked inside the oven, they saw a nightmare. Comments off on nightmare. Follow me, part 2.
This is the...
I literally said, bro, how these freaking kids and stuff when we watch these really being younger, young. I thought 10 was freaking young. What the hell is going on, bro? Hey, man, people, man, we gotta wake up, bro. We gotta start paying more attention to the kids, man. Like, what the hell, bro? And why would you think your 4-year-old could watch your 15-month-old daughter, bro? In 30 minutes, that's like far away, bro. That's not like a 5 or 4 minute drive, man. That's a distance, bro. That's way too long. Should have had a sitter or something, man.
Scary moment, NFL player Elijah Moore appeared to start twitching on the ground after being tackled and hitting his head on the floor. Seeing what was going on, players around him could be seen backing away while calling for medics to quickly come and look at him. Now, after the footage started going viral, a few doctors on Twitter started commenting on why he was moving like that, with one saying, "Unfortunately, those are involuntary movements from a brain injury." And another said, "Involuntary limb movement occurs when there's a disruption between the brain and the muscles." Now, thankfully, after medics attended to Elijah, they ruled the injury as a concussion, and he was seen getting up and leaving the pitch. There's been no further update on his condition, but it seems that luckily he doesn't have any serious injuries. I'll keep you guys updated as we know more.
Disturbing. You know, freaking football's a dangerous sport, bro. But to see like how his body was making like involuntary movements, man, goes to show you, bro, the freaking, I guess, how hard they really truly hit in the NFL, man. When you catch that ball and you hit that turf, that's why I think you have to like fall a certain way, or you could sustain a freaking brain injury or something like that, man. Thankfully, they said it was just a concussion, but who knows, bro, like, what's gonna happen to him after his career. But I was saying, bro, you might want to get that checked out, man, because you never know. You just want to check just to be sure.
Things said by serial killers.
Earth, would you have hurt those people? Why did you kill those people?
No comments. I cannot answer you at this time.
Really?
And that's why you killed them.
Right. Right. Not because I was angry with them, not because I hated them, but because I wanted to keep them with me.
Nonetheless, you killed 7 men.
Yes, you did.
I'm asking you, what got you to kill the 7 men?
And I'm telling you because the cops let me keep killing them, Nick. Don't you get it?
This might be the most gruesome death of all time, and whenever you do, don't look up the picture. This is 18-year-old Nikki Castoris, and on Halloween 2006, she crashed her father's Porsche 11 driving at more than 100 miles per hour. She was trying to switch lanes when she suddenly clipped another car, lost control, and then flew over the middle of the highway onto traffic lanes and into a concrete toll booth. And when police arrived, they walked into literally a nightmare. They arrived minutes later and they found Nikki's body still strapped to the driver's seat, but her head, however, was no longer attached to it. Nikki's head was completely severed in half, and it wasn't a head anymore. I can't even describe what it looks like because it's so disturbing. The wreckage and the scene were so brutal that the coroner wouldn't let her parents identify her body. But unfortunately, her parents were not spared from seeing the gruesome scene. Photographs of Nikki's death had somehow found their way onto the internet, and they spread extremely quickly. MySpace pages who were acting as some sort of tribute for Nikki's death posted the horrifying pictures of the accident. Nikki's parents didn't receive countless emails of the photographs, and there was no escaping the trauma. I really urge you never to look up this photo because it might be one of the most disturbing things you would ever see. This case should be an eye-opener to everybody to not drive recklessly, because as you can tell, your life can be taken from you in a split second.
I'd never look up those photos, bro. Never.
Here are some facts that you probably didn't know that one day could save your life. If you're saving someone from drowning and they're thrashing their arms in panic, punch them in the chest to snap them back into reality. Otherwise, you'll go down with them. If you don't have enough money for food, hot tea is a solid cheap meal. You can use as much cream and sugar as you want, which will give you a lot of calories and keep your body warm. If you see money falling from the sky, do not try to grab it, run. This is a common method that terrorists use to lure people into a single area and attack them. Before you dig around your house, make sure you call the number 811. A guy will come out for free and mark any gas lines in the area, which will save you from blowing yourself up. If you're walking through a damp area and you don't have shoes, wrap your feet in duct tape so you don't get trench foot. This will make your feet water repellent, hence the original name duct tape, because duck feet can do the same thing. If you're ever bitten by a poisonous snake, do not suck out the poison. This doesn't do anything and will actually make the situation much worse.
This girl killed her mom's...
Really? Hey man, these facts, bro, especially man about, you know, money falling out from the sky. I've never seen that before, man, but you know, all the movies and shows where you see people go crazy and stuff like that, that kind of does make sense, because when people see money, a flish just whipping their head and they just go. But that is like, seems like the perfect time to attack, man. And about the second out the poison, man, I heard, yeah, that's what people were supposed to do, but it really makes it worse. I've never heard that before, man. I'm definitely going to do some more research into that, bro. Like I said, bro, see, because when I watch these videos, don't believe what I say, don't believe what the videos say. It's always up to you guys, man.
So that she wouldn't find out she got kicked out of school. On the 3rd of March 2020, police were called to do a welfare check at a property in Ohio. Brenda Powell lived in the house, the 50-year-old mother of Sydney Powell. Brenda had actually been on the phone with Sydney's former school. This was the University of Mount Union. Now, during the telephone call, a staff member heard repeated thuds and screaming, so authorities were alerted. Inside, they found Brenda Powell in a serious condition. She was rushed to hospital but died from her injuries. Brenda had been unaware that her 19-year-old daughter had been kicked out of the school. During her telephone conversation, Brenda was struck in the head and then stabbed nearly 30 times by Sydney. However, when police investigated the murder, Sydney tried to claim that there had been a break-in. She told them that there had been a noise and her mum had instructed her to run away. She said she heard screaming, and when she ran back in, her mum was on the floor. Investigators saw through her lies and she eventually changed her story. At her trial, she pled not guilty by reason of insanity. Her defense argued that Sydney was suffering from undiagnosed schizophrenia. They stated that she killed while experiencing a psychotic episode. However, it is rare for people with schizophrenia to act violently. It was concluded that Sydney had been exaggerating her symptoms. She's recently been found guilty and is awaiting sentencing.
It is now being reported that Japan has just been struck by a powerful 7.6 magnitude earthquake. And authorities are now urging people to flee to higher ground, warning that a big tsunami is now approaching, and maybe by the time you're watching this, hitting the country's shoreline. Happy New Year. Now, the red X you see is the epicenter of the earthquake, and the purple line indicates the area is issued with a major tsunami warning with waves predicted up to 5 meters. Currently, the extent of the damages and casualties are not yet clear, but there have been several reports of people trapped under the rubble of collapsed buildings. Motorways have been closed, bullet trains have been suspended, and footage shows cracks in roads and houses and buildings completely collapsed. This is a situation that is rapidly developing, so I'll keep you updated in a few hours.
That's insane, bro. I remember, yeah, like all the freaking like seismic activity that was happening all over Japan. It was happening like basically all over the place, bro. But I didn't know about the tsunami warning, man. Is that a freaking line, bro? What the hell is going on there, man? How about that 2024? It's supposed to be freaking good, but freaking tragedy stuff still happens, bro. It never leaves. YouTube, that's it, man, for this video for you guys today, man. Thank you guys, seekers, who stayed with me to the end, man. Seeking the truth, with you guys, man. You guys are a real one, like I said. Subscribe to the channel, hit that post notification bell so we can grow the seekers, man. We can grow the community, man. Like, more people want to seek the truth, so that's the only way, man, they can find us. You guys can catch you in the next videos. I'm out. Peace, seekers.